I'm going to be fixing something that has annoyed me about chaos for years. And to illustrate this point, I'm going to be using the Helldrake, almost the coolest model ever made. My problem here is this. This is a soul grinder. It's a demon merged with a machine. I don't care for that very much, to be honest. However, the Imperium does it better. This is a dreadnought. It's a really angry thing shoved in a box. I like that. And I think chaos can do it better. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Putting an angry demon back in the box. This video is sponsored by Flexispot. Now, fundamentally what I want to do here is turn this Drake into a dragon, because dragons are cool and I want to see if I can emulate the concept of this absolute apex predator of the sky realized in metal. And that is what I want to do. I want to adapt this into a dragon, 4 legs, wings, a lot more of a strong face. This has got a very slender, angular face. I want to make a really big Space Marine construct, which is, you know, the big, heavy shapes. So I'm going to lean more towards that rather than a sort of a fragile, flighty bat, which is effectively what this is. So I'm going to start drawing just ideas of what I could do for that. So drawing basically just lets me have a mood board or put my ideas onto paper. Now I just sort of have to go through all the actual parts that I have to see if what I've drawn is feasible or even possible. I'm just going to basically create a skeleton, almost like a dinosaur fossil on the table to see what could go where and experiment and see what I can do. And we'll see if it's possible to even make a dragon out of all this. So a little bit of an update time. I originally had this idea to use this toy model plane as like the spinal piece of the dragon. And I feel that that's gonna create this really very linear and rigid dragon. And I don't wanna do that. I wanna have this very twisting, alive and articulated. I wanted to be doing this and this and this. Instead, I'm going to go back and I'm going to create each piece sort of modularly. The upper torso will be one, sort of making my way down. I'll try and make those as modules and then connect them later and sort of get that really nice anatomical pose as it twists through the air. And so with that change in mind, I'm gonna go and start assembling all these pieces and we'll see how that turns out for me. Now, when going through all the different Warhammer kits I have to build this dragon, I'm actually not using as many of the Helldrake parts as you might think. You see, most of those are very rounded, cylindrical, and metal turned into flesh thing, which I don't want. I just want purely mechanical. Think almost like I'm basically building a transformer. This is going to be one of the big, call it muscles, main wings are going to attach to. So these are going to be above the shoulders and then combined with the side of a Heresy Sentinel. You can see here what I've actually got is the front of a tank tread attached to the side of a Sentinel, and they just lined up really well, and I'm going to use that as the side of the body where the front legs and the wings are going to attach to. So it's just finding uses for all these funny shaped pieces. Like I'm using part of a tank and part of a walker to make a dragon. That's like crazy, right? Update time. I have done something which I am so proud of. Well, sort of. Anyone who is a hoarder in this hobby will always hold on to things until that one tiny weird ass piece comes in clutch, and today might just be my day. You see, I have all of these, which is a tiny little hatch, and I have like a dozen of them off old Chimeras and Imperial Guard Leman Russes. And I've always wanted to use them for something here, and they fit in so perfectly that they kind of look like exhaust gills. That, and with some heavy flamers stuck on their side so they look like exhaust pipes, it's gonna be perfect. Absolutely bloody perfect. All right, now a good question would be, what the hell is a Helldrake? And why am I turning it into a dragon? Well, firstly, dragon, and that's honestly where the contention should finish, but the lore of Helldrakes is actually kind of cool. You see, they were originally spaceships. Yeah, spaceships piloted by traitor space marines until the forces of chaos sort of
got to them, had a little whisper in the ears of the machine spirits and the pilots themselves, and they're sort of twisted and amalgamated into this absolute depiction of angry meteor and pterosaur for some reason. And one extra thing that I have issue with this is that, of course, this is kind of hard because it's a miniatures company and they're going to sell one model, is that they all look like one model. So this is where the fun of kit bashing comes in. I want to create something completely different and chaotic that will stand out from everything else, because, you know, what kind of creature, demon, manifests into the same thing again and again and again and again? It's a bit silly. I want to change that. And that's where the fun of this hobby is. And with that hopefully taken care of, there is a lot more of this to build.
All right, check-in time. I have the top half of the body, which I'm pretty happy with. That's in a good place. I need the bottom half of the body, the butt, which I have started building here, and now I need to connect it here. And now, before I decided that this little model plane was going to be like the backbone of the entire thing, and that wasn't going to work. However, I have once again changed my mind. What I'm going to do is use half of it into the lower half of the body, cut it off around here, and use that to anchor inside here, like that. And that will give me a good structure, which I can then just clad the mid section on. And so I think that'll help me the most. And also, additional idea. So I'm gonna have the thruster right in the butt. One leg will attach here, the rest of the body's here. Tail will go up here, and then I'm thinking just a thruster underneath, and it'll look really cool. And so the issue here is that I was thinking, how the hell I'm gonna attach it to a flying stand? Well, that can go straight inside the thruster, and that'll create the most seamless transition from weird flying stand to gigantic dragon. And I think that's the best way I can do it, because my other idea was that I just attach it into the ribs on one side somehow, and that's gonna be ugly. So straight up the butt. Yep.
Hey, I'm cutting into this video to tell you about today's sponsor, Flexispot. That's right, the sponsor of today's video is Flexispot, and I'm gonna tell you how you can save some extra money this Christmas season and get yourself an awesome standing table. With just a simple touch of a button, you can go from sitting on your ass to standing up and making sure that blood flow is nice and flowing. Everyone in the studio uses sit-stand desks, including Alicia here, and look at her go. She's working her butt off, doing her best while using that Flexispot desk. And we can't forget this handsome devil here who is doing her very best in using her Flexispot desk. Flexispot desks are also super stable, so you don't have to worry if something unexpected happens and everything falls off your desk. So no, not with Flexispot. Flexispot desks also come with 15 years warranty, so you don't need to worry about a single thing. Flexispot provides all kinds of standing desks and ergonomic chairs to meet your demands. But if you're someone that's looking for a little bit more stability in your life, then perhaps you go with the E7 Plus, which has 4 legs for premium stability. But Jen, this all sounds amazing. How do I get my Flexispot desk? Well, you can use our code below and save $50 on your next standing desk.
What better time to treat yourself than Flexispot's Black Friday sale? That's right, you can save up to 50% on some of their products, and there is a whole lot to choose from. They have some other awesome deals running through their Black Friday sale, so be sure to jump onto their website and check it out before it's gone.
And thank you so much to Flexispot for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget that code where you can save $50 off your premium desk order. And with that all said and done, back to the video.
Okay, that's enough sitting at that table. I'm going to take everything that I've built so far and I'm going to put it on the table over here, and we're going to have a look together to see how far I've come and what I have left to do. All right, so what I have here is all the pieces I've made so far. The big giant body, my big scratch build of craziness and chaos. These wings are from the Helldrake. They are basically exactly the same. Now, what I have here is the old defiler legs of the Soul Grinder. There's no fleshy bits on these, so I was thinking I might use them for the arms, because I was thinking I'd really like the arms to be really big and chunky, because my Helldrake dragon, Helldragon, is going to fly through the air and tear apart people who think they can fly just as well. What I don't need is big chunky legs. So I've got the little walker legs, Imperial Walkers, the sort of Sentinels from 30K. If you think these are too small, well, these are the legs from the actual Helldrake. These little chicken drumsticks. What I'm gonna do is now work on the limbs, the arms, legs, and the tail. And that is everything I need to do. Oh yeah, with the head, I also need to like scratch build the face. I'm sure that will be easy. All right, so I have just built the leg, and I've already run into an issue, and that is the fact that even though it is 3 times the size of the Helldrake leg, I may have made my dragon 3 times the size of the Helldrake. And this leg looks laughably small. So I might have to change that up. So I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna swap out one of the bits to make it a bit bigger, and I think that will help a lot. Now, my biggest issue is now that I've glued this with plastic glue, can I get it open again? Let's find out together. There. I finished the legs and they look much better. However, the old Defiler claws are a bit dated, a bit naff, but do you know who has really cool claws? This guy, Gazskull. He has some very nice claws indeed. So I'm gonna give Gazskull the honor of being part of something greater, a real big dragon.
Oh my god. This thing is going to be so unplayable and I don't care. It's so big. We're going to hide behind a Titan? It's done! It's here! It exists! I have no words other than this is stupidly big. Like, there's no way I can delude myself into playing a game with this. It's taller than my Stomper. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. I have a dragon. That's all that matters. In the end of the day, I made something that didn't exist before, and I'm super bloody happy with it. It's ridiculous. I hope that you also enjoyed this absolute foray into absurdity, and I would love to give a shout out to all of our patrons, as does you, that allowed me to do this nonsense. Your support helps us invaluably, and over the last few months has been literally the reason that we are still doing this on YouTube. The link's in the description if you want to join up. It gives you access to our Patreon Discord channels. It allows you to access our mini reviews, which are done monthly and have been fantastic, or if you just want to hang out and chat with us. So once again, links are in the description below if you're interested in joining our Patreon, and also a huge shout out to our sponsor, Flexispot, who also allow for this sort of thing to happen.
Don't forget that code where you can save $50 off your premium desk order.
Thank you for joining me on this ridiculous journey in which I put too much into one model and I regret none of it, and I don't even know if it's going to fit in my display cabinet, to be completely honest. Anyway, that's a future Murray problem. Today's Murray has a dragon.